You unlocked your phone when it buzzed and a text message popped up on the screen. Your nose and forehead scrunched up, showing the confusion on your face. Tay is here? You were surprised because he said he'll come 2 days later and now he messaged you that he arrived in Seoul. Uncle? Yes, Tay is... But then you noticed that she wasn't asking about him. In fact, she said that to herself, looking at her right side. You followed her eyes and your heart dropped when you saw Jungkook. He was coming in your direction only. Mom, look, that uncle from yesterday is here too, she said, shaking your hand, and looked excited. You swallowed and anger built inside you. Your grip on the luggage bag tightened. Nari waved at him and he did the same and finally reached near you. He looked at you and then shifted his attention to Nari before sitting on his toes. How are you, princess? Did you recognize me? Nari smiled and nodded. How can I forget you? You saved me yesterday. He smiled while your eyes started to get teary because of anger. I will always do that, but seems like you are going somewhere. What are you doing here, and are you stalking us? You didn't want to let Nadi tell him where you are going because he still doesn't know about your parents, nor you told him about them. He looked at Nadi again, ignoring you. I just came to the station when I noticed you, so I thought to say hello. She smiled. You did great. I forgot to thank you yesterday, but today I got a chance. Thank you for saving me last night. You were not at all happy with the way he was creating a bond with Nari. You know he would do this so that in the end, you have to give up either on your decision to not come back to him or Nari. He took out a chocolate bar and gave it to her. Do you like chocolates? Her face brightened up and she nodded before taking it from his hands. Nari, where are your manners? Didn't I told you to not accept anything from strangers? Jungkook felt someone stabbed him when he heard that. But Oma, uncle is not a stranger anymore. This is our second meeting. Don't be a bad girl and give it back to him. She pouted while Jungkook got up. At least let her accept it from her father. Your heart dropped when you heard that, but again you expected it. What father? As if I don't know that she is mine. She is my daughter. Luckily, Nari's attention was on a train that arrived on a different platform, so she didn't hear this conversation. You and Jungkook were having an intense eye contact. Nari is my daughter and I'm her mother. Don't you even dare to think about her. You have no connection with her. You walked near your daughter and grabbed her hand. The uncle is here and he'll be with us in few minutes, so let's wait for him. You purposely said that just to let him know that he's not the only guy in your life now, which obviously wasn't true. Jungkook frowned his brows when he heard that. Just last night he told him to not come and leave his family to him, but he doesn't seem to listen to him. Then suddenly you got a call and it was from Taeyang. He told you to take your train to Busan and he'll meet you at the station there. For some reason he took flight and will wait for you there. Your train arrived and you went inside with Nari. Jungkook didn't follow, neither he had intention because he knew that now no one can separate his family from him and he has the power to protect both of you. You turned back and looked at him for one more time before going inside. He was just standing there while his eyes were glazed because seeing his love hating him is really painful. Once the train moved and left the platform, his eyes turned dark. So that's how you decided to do me a favor. Your station arrived and you came out from the train with Nari. Taeyang was already waiting for you on the platform. A wide smile appeared on Nari's face. She looked at you. Umma, Tae uncle. Taeyang came near and spread his arms for her. She looked at you while you nodded slightly. She walked near him and hugged him before Taeyang picked her up and pinched her nose slightly. You can still hug me without mom's permission. You also came near. You were coming 2 days later, so why so suddenly? He looked at you. It was hard to focus on work without you two, so I thought, why not enjoy vacation? He smiled a little. We are going to Daegu. You looked at him confused. Then why did you come here? You could have gone there directly. He smiled. Because I want us to go together. I'll go to my parents' house. It was clear from your tone that you're still not ready to face them. Of course you can, but let's relax for days, okay? Prepare yourself well. You exhaled and nodded. He took a bag while Nari in his other arm, and you all walked out of the station. Nari, do you like this country? She smiled and nodded while sitting on the back seat. Very much. You were right when you said it's a beautiful country, aren't they, uncle? You know that day when we arrived here? Something happened in the hotel that we stayed in. Nari, I told you to forget about it, right? You said trying to stop her because you didn't want to let him know what happened and your interaction with Jungkook. But Oma, I'm only telling Tae, uncle. Why did you start behaving differently since then? Let her, he said, looking at you. What happened then, Nari? People started to run around because someone started to fire. I don't know exactly, but a good-looking uncle saved me. He was so nice and we met this morning too, but don't know why Oma doesn't like him. She goes angry whenever I talk about him. Taeyang looked at you even though he already knew whom she was talking about. Nari, you are a kid and you should listen to your mom. Was it Jungkook? He asked directly. You already met him? You straightened your face and slowly nodded. It was a coincidence. No one said anything after that, and Nari even slept when you reached Daegu. Taeyang brought you to his hometown and his parents' house, and it appears that they were already aware of your arrival. It was a wholesome welcome. His mother was extra sweet and she seems to like you so much. They already know Nari as you guys have met a few times when they visited New York, and it was a family environment that you forgot all your worries and tension for a while. Nari's growing up so fast. You look beautiful, sweetheart. She was sitting on her lap. And very intelligent too, he added to her praise. But still not smarter than you, she said, looking at Taeyang, making everyone chuckle. Taeyang was so happy that you were enjoying with his family and was looking happy. I'm so happy that you decided to come here. I would love if you guys stay here for some time. I even prepared the guest room, or you could use Taeyang's room and he'll use the guest room. Thank you so much for everything, auntie, but I don't think I'll be able to stay here for more days. I'll go to my parents also. Yes, I'm excited to meet my grandparents. Oh, still until you stay here. You looked at him and nodded. It's okay, Tae. I'll use the guest room. You don't have to shift your stuff. He sighed and looked at you. Sometimes I really feel like you doesn't consider me someone you trust or close to you. I'm still an outsider, right? Not at all. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel that way. I was just telling you not to be worried about such a small thing. Exactly. You shouldn't be bothered with such a small thing. Use this room because Nari is also with you, and also, don't worry about Jungkook. Don't think too much. You looked at him and nodded before lowering your eyes. Taeyang was coming downstairs when his phone started to ring. He took it out from his pocket and sighed annoyingly when he checked the caller ID. I know you will follow me here too, he said, looking at the screen before answering the call. I thought you won't come after I tell you not to. He was burning from inside but didn't let it show. Oh, trust me bro, I didn't want to, but I couldn't resist when Ryan asked me to come right away. I think you scared her. Jungkook raised his brow in suspicion. Of course he doubted it. It was just last night when I told you everything, and I'm grateful for you that you helped me a lot, but Now I guess you have to leave them to me. Why did you bring them here? I don't think it's the right time to leave them, and I think Vian, she doesn't like you now. You already ruined everything, so I'll advise you to leave her if you don't want to hurt her more. Jungkook grabbed his throat as he couldn't able to control his anger and attitude anymore. His eyes were burning red. And who are you to tell me that? I thought you would handle everything. I told you to slowly tell her everything, why I left her, but seems like you have done opposite of everything. You filled more hate in her heart for me. I trusted you as a friend. I gave you my most precious thing to take care of, but you took her away from me. Taeyang grabbed his hands, although he knew Jungkook won't hurt him. I did nothing. If you can't protect her, why did you even fall in love with her in the first place? Why did you purposely put her life in danger knowing damn well what your profession is? Jungkook punched on his face, making his lip bleed, and then grabbed his collar. So I was right. You never told her anything. She still thinks that I left her for no reason. She doesn't even know that I asked you to take care of her, right? His silence made Jungkook more angry, and he again punched him. You traitor! I told you everything, that how her life can be in more danger if she'll stay with me. I was helpless at that time. I knew she would never leave me and will be ready to sacrifice her life. That was the only way to separate her from me, because no matter how much I request her, she would never agree to leave me. I trusted you. I trusted you as a friend. I thought you will definitely clear this misunderstanding and tell her why I did that, but you backstabbed me. Taeyang freed his collar and punched him before standing up. Then let her decide. Let's see whom she loves now. You came downstairs to fill water in the mug and was going upstairs when your eyes fell on Taeyang, who was coming inside. He stopped when he noticed you, but then you noticed her bruised lip. In fact, blood was coming out. You put the mug on the table and walked near him. What happened to your lip? Who did this? He wiped it, kind of trying to hide, which was of no use. Where is Nari? She's sleeping, but tell me, who did this to you? He looked at you for some time, all silent. He likes when you got worried for him. Sometimes he really wishes that he could have met you before Jungkook. When Jungkook asked him to take care of you, he told himself that he's not going to fall for you. But he ended up falling for you so badly that he didn't care if he was betraying his own friend. He did everything that he could to make you happy, but one thing he still hates is that you still love Jungkook even after all that. Jungkook, your heart dropped when you heard his name. What? He came here as well? I told you to stay away from him. You don't know him. He can do anything. He still thinks he can get you back after leaving you when you needed him the most. I just told him that you don't like him. Did I say something wrong? You didn't reply, and he got his answer, which wasn't pleasing to him. It means all his efforts were a waste. Even after so much, your heart still belongs to Jungkook. Do you still love him? Even after when he left you when you needed him the most? He couldn't bear your silence. He was jealous. You swallowed and looked at him. Even if I do, I still won't forgive him and will never come back to him. Please put an ointment on your lip. Good night. You left from there. So you still love him. He chuckled. Seems like I have to do a little hard work. You closed the door and walked near the bed before laying beside your daughter. Your eyes were full of tears, and it made your vision so blurry that you felt like it was Jungkook who was sleeping beside you. Yes, I still love you, but what you did to me, I will never forgive you for that. You were a coward. You left me just because you can't protect me. That's the worst excuse you could give. You wanna leave? But why? We just came yesterday. He got worried when you said you wanted to go to your parents' house now. I'm so sorry, and thank you so much for always supporting me, but from here, I want to start a new life. There are certain things I want to do alone. He nodded. As you wish, I won't stop you, but I'll come with you. Please don't say no. You shook your head. No, Tay. You spend your time with your family. I'll manage. Why, please, he said before you finish your sentence. Umma, let the uncle come with us. It will be fun. You looked at her and then sighed before nodding. Okay. After 2 hours of driving, you finally reached your parents' house, but you didn't know that a surprise was waiting for you there. As you entered inside with Nari and Taeyang, your heart dropped. You saw Jungkook with your parents. Although they looked pretty normal with him, it means he didn't harm as you thought he would do if he come to know about them. Ryan, your name came out from her mouth when she noticed all of you grabbing Jungkook and your father's attention as well. Jungkook smiled a little, but his smile faded away when he saw Taeyang and most importantly his daughter in his arms. His jaws tensed up. She jumped down from Taeyang's arms and ran towards Jungkook. Taeyang was so surprised by this. He never thought Nari would like someone else more than him. Uncle, what a surprise. So that's why we kept on meeting, because you really know my mother. Jungkook picked her up in his arms and nodded. Yes, we know each other very well. Your mom came near you. Jungkook told us everything. You shouldn't have hid about Nari from us. Why did you suffer all alone when we were here? Your attention was only on Jungkook and you were fuming with anger. You angrily walked near him and took Nari from him before making her stand and then grabbed his hand before walking away from there. Let them talk. She picked up Nari and then they noticed Taeyang as well. Uncle Tae, come here. Your parents didn't know about Taeyang, so they only welcomed him like a guest. Your dad came near Nari when your mom went inside to the kitchen to make tea. Naria, do you know that I'm your grandfather? She smiled and nodded. Oma has told me everything. He lovingly patted her head. Taeyang was only tensed about you and why you went away with Jungkook. He left his hand and looked at him angrily. What do you want? What exactly do you want from me? Why can't you just leave me alone like you did? Ryan, I'm so sorry, but please let me explain myself. I have no interest in your explanation. I just want you to leave me. Just stay away from me and my daughter. That's what I want to tell you. The reason for which I did that. Please listen to me. Just give me a chance. What chance? Do you even deserve it? You can manipulate my parents but not me. And don't think I'll let Nari came close to you. Ryan, please, I'm begging you. You notice tears in his heart and you hate it that your heart melts when you see him in pain. You knew that I can't live without you, but still you didn't think once before abandoning me. Do you think I'll forgive you that easily? You are a selfish bastard, a loser and a coward. He tried coming near you but you stepped back. It wasn't easy for me either, but I had to do that. I thought Taeyang will tell you everything. I thought he will tell you why I did that, but that didn't happen. Your heart dropped when you heard that. What? You already know Taeyang? He looked at you and nodded.